In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about international trip that I have coming up, trips I guess I should say, for 6 weeks. And I'm going to be talking about the things I'm going to pack, my intentions and plans for the trip, and how I'm going to manage my PCOS while I am away. Welcome back to the PCOS Holistic Coach podcast with me, Dr. Ami Patel, pharmacist, fellow sister, and coach. This podcast is an easy to listen to resource for your busy on-the-go life. You will learn how you can live a healthier and happier life with PCOS from real conversations about managing PCOS and the symptoms with amazing guest speakers. Welcome back to the PCOS Holistic Coach YouTube channel and podcast. I'm Dr. Ami Patel. I'm a pharmacist, a fellow sister, and a PCOS coach. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about international trip that I have coming up, trips I guess I should say, for 6 weeks. And I'm going to be talking about the things I'm going to pack, my intentions and plans for the trip, and how I'm going to manage my PCOS while I am away. Before we get started with the episode, if you are listening on the podcast, please leave me a review. I would really appreciate that. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to like and comment on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. So at the time of recording, it is end of December 2022, and this trip is going to be happening January 2023 to mid-February 2023, and this episode might get published after, but I wanted to record it now to show and discuss the things I'm going to be packing for managing my PCOS, as well as how I intend to take care of myself while I'm on this trip. And I will also do an updated episode to see how things actually turn out. So first thing about the trip, it's a 6-week trip to India and London. And I'm not calling it a vacation because I am planning to work, which I'm more than happy doing, and I'm definitely okay with it. And so what I'm doing different on this trip, and fortunately because it is extended, I'm actually making an effort to make sure that I get rest on this trip as well. Usually previously, especially because before it's been more of a vacation mindset, things have been like crammed in, trying to make the most of it and doing as much as possible, maybe not resting as much. But this year, in 2022, I learned a lot about how my body is affected by stress. I've gotten sick in ways that I haven't ever gotten sick before, like needing prednisone and antibiotics for respiratory infections, things that have not happened to me before. So that got me thinking that I need to be more cautious and aware and make sure that I get rest on the trip. So I've purposely incorporated rest days between activities and traveling that's going to be happening in the trip. And going along with that, the first thing that I'm going to talk about packing is vitamins and supplements. And if you saw my previous episode or listened to it, you'll know that I've cut back on a lot of my PCOS vitamins. But the two that I still take is the berberine and ovasitol, so I'm definitely gonna be packing those. But in terms of the immune health that I was talking about, this is not really specifically for PCOS, but I know it will help me because everything's interconnected. So the first thing I got are some vitamin C vitamins, capsules. So this actually also has vitamin C, zinc, elderberry, and ginger root. So I'm hoping that this will also help me stay healthy. I'm also going to be taking a probiotic because in India, with the water situation and things, I would feel more comfortable about my GI tract by taking a probiotic. So I'm going to be taking those things. Also, I'm going to be taking mefloquine to help with preventing malaria while I'm there, and also to help with my immune system. I got my COVID booster last week, and I'm going to be getting my flu shot before traveling. So that's the first tip for traveling anywhere. Make sure that you are just staying up to date with your immunizations. That's a really simple way that you can, prevent getting ill while on vacation or travels. I wanted to mention spearmint tea. So I was using that in 2022, but then I stopped it and then I started again in like November, December. But I know realistically, I'm not really gonna be able to maybe have access to like hot water or warm water all the time, or I just feel like logistically it might be a little inconvenient to try to have the spearmint tea every day. And so I'm just gonna be realistic about it and just not even take it with me and not have that expectation about, drinking the tea while I'm there. So that's one thing I'm not gonna be doing. And the second thing is, I've mentioned before, like about hair loss is something I struggle with. And so I still have some patches of hair that I would like to improve, but I know that like Vegamore is a product I use and it's definitely helped me before, but I just know realistically I'm not going to be using that every day. And so I'm just not going to take that with me, and I'm not going to put that expectation on myself. So I am being realistic, and I'm, streamlining my efforts with like the supplements that I'm taking, and trying to get the most bang for buck efforts with the time and resources that I'll have. The second thing I'm going to be taking with me are shoes and some resistance bands. And I'm excited that my resistance band collection has grown these days into multiple different types of resistance bands that all have different purposes. So there's that one, and then there's like the mini loop resistance bands. Fortunately, my personal trainer is giving me some workout plans that are somewhere from like 20 to 40 minutes that I can do 2 to 3 times a week. It's about being realistic again. I'm not going to be working out for an hour 5 times a week. I already know that, but I think I can at least do like 20 minutes 3 times a week, which is better than not doing anything for 6 weeks. And going from what I learned about myself from this year, I know like working out isn't gonna be the only thing that's gonna like make or break anything, but I feel good just physically and mentally when I work out, and that is still something that I do hope that I can continue on my travels, whether it is with resistance bands or any sort of movement, like doing yoga some days, and I know some days there will be a lot of walking, and I'm going to count that as my physical activity for that day as well. And so that's the second thing that I'm going to be packing. The third thing for packing is snacks. And so snacks are going to be great for me when I travel on the plane as well as car for long drives. But they're also going to come in hand just being out and about. And if I don't know when my next meal is going to be, then I want to make sure I have some snacks on hand. And also in India, sometimes for breakfast, there isn't the most nutritious options. And so when I'm traveling, I like to at least have a nutritious breakfast. And, if my other meals are not as nutritious, then that's okay. I try to make an active effort to at least have a nutritious breakfast. So I try to at least have like 1 piece of fruit and a protein bar. And my absolute favorite protein bars are the Resist protein bars. These are PCOS friendly. They have 0 grams of added sugar, which is super awesome. And they're also vegan, gluten-free, and keto-friendly, and they have 16 grams of fiber and 15 grams of plant-based protein. So I absolutely love these bars, and you can, if you haven't tried them yet, you should. You can get 15% off if you use the link in the description below and use the code DrAmi15 to get your 15% off. Other protein bars that I'm going to be taking with me that I also like are these Nature Valley protein bars, and they're not as great as the Resist bars, obviously, but they're okay. They have the 5 grams of added protein, 5 grams of added sugar that I don't really like, but they still have 10 grams of protein, which is good. This is just good to have some other variety of bars. And then I'm taking these Kind bars because they're minis. I can just keep them with me when I'm out and about, and if I start getting hungry, then I can just eat one of these. They also have 2 grams of added sugar, but they're like 90 calories and 3 grams of protein. So, these are the snacks that I'm gonna take, and then hopefully I'll be having like some fruits there that I can get. And then I'm also just gonna take like some unsalted mixed nuts that I can make my own like granola from. No, not granola, sorry, like my own trail mix from. And I've done a video on that before that I will link on over here. So those are the snacks that I'm gonna be taking with me. Basically, so those are the main things I'm going to be packing for managing my PCOS, and I'm trying to be realistic about the efforts and the things I'll be able to do and what I won't be able to do, and I'm making sure to incorporate rest time. And if you have any tips about your essential travel items for managing your PCOS, be sure to leave them in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. So until next time, be kind to yourself, be patient, and focus on progress, not perfection. Bye.